it going? My name is Crystal and welcome to a new video. Today I'm talking about all the books that I read in the month of March. I read 4 books in March, which I feel like is an accomplishment because I didn't think I'd read as many books in March since I didn't know what to read. Nowadays I've become more of a mood reader. I just didn't know what to pick up at the beginning of the month and I just wound up picking up 4 random books. 2 I really wanted to get through before the end of the month, and 2 others I just was wanting to read and hadn't read before, and one of them was one biography that I've been meaning to get to for a while, but for some reason I just hadn't. The first book I read in the month of March is Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton. I have been meaning to get to this for honestly probably a year, and I didn't own it physically and I really wanted to read it. There are pictures in here and he tells so many stories, talks about his life growing up, doing the Harry Potter films and just being a working actor, and it was just really good. I wound up giving it 5 stars. It was really short, so it didn't take that long to read, but it was very enjoyable, and I don't read a lot of biographies these days, so I'm really glad that I enjoyed this one and that it was really good. The next book I read is a young adult book that I feel like everybody read probably 6-ish years ago, and that is Everything by Nicola Yoon. I had been meaning to get to this for a while. I saw the movie a long time ago, but I didn't remember the story very well, and I didn't own this book also for the longest time, but this book was so good. I gave it 5 stars. It was just a young adult story that I'd been told by others that was amazing, and I needed to read it, and I was like, okay, but I was very scared because I had heard about the story, and I was like, great, it's a girl who has this deadly disease, and she's going to venture out into the world for the first time, and then she's going to die, was my prediction in the first place, which was a horrible way to think of the story to begin with. But I was just like, I don't want to read something that's going to make me cry and have all these emotions. This book wound up being one of those that I just couldn't put down for the time I was reading it. I very much enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. I am just bummed I put it off for this long. I didn't mean to. It just happened. But I just love the story and the characters, and the entire thing was just amazing to me. So yeah, I love the story, and it's one I would definitely possibly reread in the future. The next book I read was The Sun Is Also a Star, also by Nicola Yoon, and I very much liked this story, but to be honest, the ending of it, that made me only give it 3 stars, to be completely honest. While I enjoyed it and it was written really well, it just wasn't for me at the end of the day, which I think is okay. I'm not going to like everything I read, which I understand, but if you loved this book, I think that's great. The last book I read in the month of March is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Oh my god, this book I have been trying to get to forever, and it's been one of those that's been on my TBR for a while, but for some reason I've been putting it off, and I finally read it, and I kind of became obsessed with it. I didn't know if I'd like the story, and to be honest, I just wasn't sure about it to begin with. I started reading it, and that night I started it, I was just like, well, this could wind up being slow for me, or I could wind up not liking it. I don't know why, but then pretty quickly I was kind of obsessed with it, and I just wound up loving it. I gave it 5 stars. I don't know what it was about it. I think it's because I don't read a lot of classics, and this is one I've been meaning to read for years and years and years, and I'm a sucker for these kind of stories, and a good Jane Austen book at the end of the day is what I figured out, basically. But I like that. I like that it was something that I wound up loving, especially after I read a book that was only 3 stars, so this definitely helped sort of cleanse my palate, so I was very, very happy about that at the end of the day. Those were all the books that I read in March, and I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've read any of these books or like any of these books, be sure to leave a comment down below, and I will talk to you again very, very soon.